Good morning, world. I am Judy, your web-based therapist, making therapy accessible and convenient for our clients in Florida and New York, and of course, sharing information worldwide. Today, I wanted to talk about 5 tips for people with ADHD who are deciding to start making a change or to start working on a system. Because right now we know the pandemic has really brought out the troubles or the difficulties that living as an adult with ADHD can be. So I know many people have wanted or been wanting to or attempting to create systems and wanting to make changes. And so today I wanted to talk about 5 getting started tips. First, pick an area you want to focus on. While it's great to say you're going to set up a system and change everything, sometimes it can be a little bit more difficult to overhaul your whole life. But if you can pick an area to get started on an area to focus on, it makes it more manageable because you're changing something which will create an improvement in your life without overhauling your whole life. Because when you go for, hey, I'm going to change my whole entire life, I'm changing everything, sometimes it can be overwhelming and it can be a little more daunting, and it makes it easier to fall back. So pick something to start with. 2, set specific tasks and roles. And this is something that you do. It's best done with your family, with the people, with your support network, with the people around you. Set specific tasks and roles. Things that you want to change. What exactly is it that you want to change? What tasks, what goals, what roles need to be in place in order for you to make those changes? Because, hey, maybe there's something you want to change, but your wife has a role that she plays, or your children have a role. When you're setting a schedule, for instance, you want to have a schedule for pickup time, picking up the children, bedtime, routine, any type of things that you're setting up. Figure out what the tasks are and what the roles are so that you can involve other people and have it work as a system, as a machine, have it work together harmoniously. 3, make incremental changes. When I say pick something to focus on, that does not mean this is the only thing that you're going to work on. You're making incremental changes, meaning that you start with one thing and then you gradually work your way up. You continue to add to what you have started. You continue to add and grow your system. That way, eventually, you have overhauled your whole life, but it didn't feel that way. It wasn't such a dramatic thing because you made incremental changes. As you get comfortable, as you get better with one thing, you add something else. 4, be generous with praise and acknowledgement. When you are making changes, when you are starting something new, sometimes it can be difficult you can encounter roadblocks, but there are successes that are happening. There are places where you are thriving. There are places where you are succeeding. So be generous with praise. That's both for if it is your spouse or your child that's who is making those changes, or if it is yourself. Acknowledge the places where you are succeeding or where they are succeeding, and then make sure that you're praising all the effort, you're praising all the investment that is being made, and you're praising the changes that are being made. So give them that reward, give them that boost to encourage them to continue. 5, be open to adjusting the plan as needed. When you start, we often have those ideas of, hey, this is how it's going to work. These are the things that are needed. This is what's going to happen. This is how it's going to work. And then as you get started, you may find that, hey, this does not work for our situation. This does not work for my situation. This doesn't work for my family. So as you're going through, you're going to see some things will come up to give you better ideas, better ways of doing things. So be open to adjusting your plan. Be open to adjusting your system so that as those things are presenting, you're implementing them. You're not sticking to nothing. Nothing is set in stone. Don't be so attached to your original plan that you miss out on ways to do things better. Quick recap. 1, pick an area you want to focus on and go with that. 2, set specific tasks and roles because, hey, when you have everyone involved and when you have specific things to do, it makes it easier to create change. 4, 3, make incremental changes. Don't try to overhaul your whole life. Start with something, and as you start making that one change, as things get better in that one area, add more things, make incremental changes, and before you know it, everything has changed. 4, be generous with praise and acknowledgement, whether it's you who is the person who's making the changes, or it's somebody in your life who's making those changes. Be generous with praise. Be generous with, make sure that you acknowledge the successes and encourage them to continue working towards more. And finally, be open to adjusting the plan as needed, because as you get started, the more you do, the more you'll realize, hey, these are better ways of doing it. These are things that work better for us. And when you find those things, make sure that you're doing them. As always, whether it's you or someone else you know who happens to be going through something that is more than you can handle, remember that even right now, when many things are closed, there are professionals like myself who are providing remote services, who are available, able, and willing to help with whatever you may have going on. So figure out who those people are in your community so that if you need the help, you can reach out and get the help that you need. And that is all we have for today. Good morning, world. Have an awesome day.